Sure, fishing can arguably be deemed boring or unfulfilling by some folks, but then again, those who never played Sega's long-time running arcade fishing franchise would say that. Thanks to the Wii's versatile remote and nunchuck, the popular series receives a breath of fresh air after nearly 8 years. But is wrangling a record-breaking bass on the Wii worth the effort? Or does this version sink to the bottom?
Broken line! It's coming near. Hook! Strike!
Sega Bass Fishing features the same tried-and-true scenarios that we've all seen in previous iterations. There are 15 areas to explore, each with their own unique look and style. Some feature deep water, others have murky water, etc. What's more, the practice and nature modes don't feature any set rules and allow you to fish at your own pace. You can control the time of day, the weather, and even the season. Different levels of strategy play out depending on all those factors, and it's a nice way to hone your skills for the modes that count. The most notorious of which is called Arcade. It features a crazy taxi-esque countdown, and you have to catch enough fish to fulfill the weight requirement before advancing to the next area.
Perfect! You cleared all areas.
The difficulty factor in arcade mode can be high, simply due to the fact that, like in real fishing, not all fish are willing to bite, and the clock continually ticks down even when selecting different lures. At least you can continue without any sort of penalty.
Ready? Start!
Tournament mode rounds out the mix and offers players the chance to compete for honor and glory. But since there are no other characters on screen, not even non-playable characters, you're really just competing against a list of names. In this mode, you earn points for how well you do, and those that score well go on to the next round. The biggest competitor in this mode is, once again, the clock. Each stage provides only 4 to 6 minutes of fishing, so time is everything. And unlike arcade mode, there are no do-overs. If you fail to make it to the next round or score very little points, it's best to reset the machine and try again. Frustrating? You bet.
It's coming near.
It's no coincidence the Wii's intuitive controls happen to be a near-perfect fit for fishing games. If you're one of the millions that played through The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and stumbled upon the fishing grotto, you already witnessed firsthand that fishing on the Wii can be enjoyable, easy to pick up, and in a lot of ways similar to the actual sport itself. Sega Bass Fishing is no exception to this rule.
Right!
After selecting a lure from the tackle box and choosing your ideal spot, you simply flick the remote to cast your lure. You can then flail the remote left or right to wiggle the lure and gain the attention of unsuspecting bass, or reel in the line via a centrifugal crank on the nunchuck. Alternating your speed as you reel plays out the different levels of strategy. Reel slowly for the quiet fish, or reel quickly for the greedy ones. Alternately, a press of the A or B button also reels in the line, a welcoming feature since your forearm can get a hefty workout. Jerk backwards on the remote to set the hook once you get a bite, and prepare to do battle with one of nature's most ferocious animals, the bass. This is where things can get tricky and the controls falter slightly. Reeling in a fish takes finesse and requires you to pay exceptionally close attention to the stress levels of the line at all times. If you reel too fast, you'll quickly break the line, and there are times when an accidental nudge or flick of the nunchuck does just that, resulting in failing a stage. The bass also drastically change direction as you reel them in, which makes things more difficult since you have to correlate the direction they face with the remote. You'll hear pull the rod left and then a split second later pull the rod right. Fumbling with the direction of the remote, all while avoiding breaking the line at the same time, takes some finesse.
Excellent!
Sega Bass Fishing was originally released for the Dreamcast, and it shows. The water effects are convincing and the fish look pretty good, at least until they start moving anyway. After playing Endless Ocean with its incredibly realistic aquatic life, this just doesn't make the cut. The audio is on the same level with an announcer that repeats the same handful of statements over and over.
Right! Lost it. The hook came off.
And a soundtrack that sounds like it was made almost a decade ago. Those wanting a more tranquil experience will find that the Wii exclusive Nature mode, which features no music whatsoever, takes care of just that. Sega Bass Fishing does a lot of things right. It's easy to pick up and play, yet tough to master, and it emulates the art of fishing quite well thanks to the Wii remote. Beginners will find the learning curve a little steep, but once you start to learn the ins and outs, sitting next to a body of water and hooking slimy worms begins to lose its appeal. The lack of any sort of tutorial, the finicky reeling controls, and punishing tournament option hurt, but if you're looking for a fishing simulation for your Wii, This is the best bet, this side of Hyrule.
Okay, average size.